In this video, we will learn about the classification of living beings. So, first of all, in 1758, there was a man whose name was Carl von Linnaeus. Now, he divided the living beings into two kingdoms, that was plant kingdom and animal kingdom. Now, the two kingdom system of classification was later criticized as it has failed to classify some organism like Euglena, which possess the characteristic of both plant and animal. Okay, now there are some characters which are not common to plants in Euglena. That is why you cannot place it in plant kingdom, but Linnaeus placed it in plant kingdom. Okay, now five kingdom system of classification. So Ernst Haeckel in 1894, Robert H. Whittaker in 1959, and Carl Woese in 1977 attempted to classify all living organisms into broad categories called kingdoms. Now, on the basis of cell structure, mode, and source of nutrition, Whittaker proposed five kingdom classification. Okay, now organism can be divided into prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Now, all the prokaryotes were placed under the kingdom Monera. Okay, now which means Monera consists of a kingdom which is full of bacteria. Now, eukaryotes were later divided into two categories, which are unicellular and multicellular organisms. Now, the unicellular ones were placed in Protista kingdom. Now, the multicellular were again divided on the basis of the cell wall or without cell wall. Now, the organism with cell wall were first of all consisted of two categories. One kingdom was fungi, another was plantae. Now, the organism without cell wall were now classified as animals and were placed under Animalia kingdom. Okay. Now, the kingdoms we study are Kingdom Monera, which are all prokaryotes like bacteria and blue-green algae. Kingdom Protista, which are unicellular eukaryotic organisms like protozoan and algae. Kingdom Fungi, which are multicellular nor-green saprophytic, that is fungi. Now, Kingdom Plantae, which are all multicellular green plant and advanced form of algae. Kingdom Animalia, which consists of all multicellular animals. Human come under Kingdom Animalia. Okay. Now, first of all, the Monera kingdom. Okay. Now, Monera consists of unicellular and prokaryotic organisms. Now, they are simplest and unicellular and prokaryotic organisms. Now, they do not have a well organized nucleus. Now, their nuclear material is not bound by any membrane. Okay. Now, they do not have a membrane bound organelles such as mitochondria, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum, and Golgi body. Some of them can synthesize their own food, that is, their autotrophic. Example, the blue-green algae and some bacteria. Some of them are heterotrophic nutrition, that is, parasitic, saprophytic, or symbiotic, like mycoplasma and other bacteria. Now, the examples of kingdom Monera can be blue-green algae, bacteria, or blue-green algae are also known as cyanobacteria, and unicellular algae. So, this is an example of blue-green algae, okay, and Abina. Now, the second kingdom is kingdom Protista. Now, this consists of simple unicellular and eukaryotic organisms. Okay. Now, eukaryotic organism means that all the cell organelles will have membrane, or I can say membrane bound cell organelles are present. Also, the nucleus would be well defined. Now, that is, nuclear material is bound by nuclear membrane and also membrane bound cell organelles. Now, they have hair-like structures called cilia in paramecium, flagella in euglena, and pseudopodia in amoeba for locomotion. So this is amoeba. You can see these are the pseudopodia. Pseudopodia are nothing but false legs, so that it can move and catch its prey. Now, cilia and paramecium, as you can see over here, these are tiny hair-like structures. Okay, these are known as cilia. And in euglena, you can see there is a flagella. Okay, now some protists are plant-like with cell wall and chloroplast and are called algae. Now they are autotrophs. Okay. Now some protists have animal-like cell that are without cell wall and chloroplast. Now some of them belong to phylum Protozoa. Now they are also called heterotrophs. Okay. But this euglena has a dual nutrition. In the presence of light or in the presence of sunlight, it is autotrophic, and in the absence of sunlight, It is heterotrophic. Okay, now that is in sunlight, Euglena synthesize its own food by photosynthesis, and in the absence of light, it switched to saprophytic nutrition. Okay. Now, examples of kingdom Protista are diatoms, protozoans. Protozoan consists of paramecium, algae, and euglena, as you can see in the diagrams, and unicellular algae like Chlamydomonas. Third is kingdom fungi. Now, fungi are multicellular, simple eukaryotic, non-green organisms. Now, their cell wall is made up of chitin, and it is not cellulose. Okay, they are non-photosynthetic, which means they are without chlorophyll organisms. Most of them are saprotrophs or saprophytes, because the word saprophytes or saprotroph mean that they feed on dead and decaying organic matter, while few are parasitic. Fungi mostly are multicellular, but as an example, you can learn that yeast is unicellular fungi. Okay. Now, the body of a multicellular filamentous fungus is known as mycelium. Okay, so this is a mycelium, now which is composed of several thread-like structures called hyphae. Example is yeast, toadstool, rhizopus, which is bread mold, mucor, and penicillium. Fourth kingdom is kingdom Plantae. Now, Plantae kingdom includes multicellular green and fixed organisms, which means they cannot move from place to place. You can see a tree outside your home comes under the Plantae kingdom. Now they are autotrophic, manufacture their own food in the presence of sunlight from water and carbon dioxide with the help of green pigment called chlorophyll. Okay, now the cell wall is made up of cellulose, and example are all green plants. Now our kingdom, which is kingdom Animalia, it includes multicellular non-green eukaryotes which can move from place to place. As you can see as an example, there are many examples of kingdom Animalia, including human beings. Now they're heterotrophic, that is, they do not manufacture their own food. There is no cell wall in Animalia, and the animals show limited growth which stop after maturity. In kingdom Plantae, the plants grow as long as they're living, but animals stop their growth after a particular stage of maturity. Example is all animals. I hope this topic is clear to you. Thank you.